Hello, recorder player. My name is Lisa Langston, and I am your recorder clinician for this year. I'm really excited to be your clinician. I've worked really hard on your music, and I hope you enjoy playing it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. The first thing I want to talk to you about is how to organize your music. One of the things I'd like you to do is I would like you to get a notebook and some sheet protectors, and I want you to put in your music a certain way. There's a couple pieces that I definitely want you to put side by side. One of those is the minuet. See it? There you go. So one of those is the minuet. I want you to be able to see both pages side by side. Another one that I want you to be able to see side by side is the Ode to Joy. So you can either do page 1 and 2 or page 2 and 3. It really doesn't matter because I imagine you're going to learn those words really quickly. And then if you're playing the A section, or if you're playing the soprano section of the entertainer, I want you to put both of those pages side by side. And then the other that I want side by side is Beat It. And so that's the other one that you're going to put so that you can see both pages. All the others are single pages. So if you're keeping them in order, I'm putting the tutorial in order of the packet. So if you could keep those in order too, that'll help you stay organized. And that's going to be also the order that we perform these songs in our concert. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the fingering chart. For all the low fingerings, starting at C. In fact, I don't even think there is a low C in any of your music, but this is regular C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And then when it gets to this, C2, I call that C2 at my school because anything that's in that second octave, whether it's on the recorder or it's on the xylophone, it helps my students differentiate the low ones versus the high ones. So the low ones I just call C1, but I don't take the time to put the numbers. Anything that's C2 and higher, I do put the C2, E or D2, and then E with that vented in the venting in the back. So when you're looking at your music and you see that I've written out the notes, anything with a number, those are the higher octave. So hopefully that will answer some questions for you. The tutorials are pretty self-explanatory. If you have questions, the first person that you need to go to is your music teacher. If they can't answer your questions, I have included my email address, so you can email me. And also, yeah, you can email me. And if you want to leave a comment on the YouTube files, I have disabled the comments. Well, I've left them for review. So if you want to comment something, it's a question, I can see what your question is, and then I can answer it that way, or I can email you your answer if you have a question. So I hope you enjoy these tutorials, and I hope you enjoy the recorder packet, and I hope you enjoy playing recorder as much as I do. So before we get into the tutorials, I want you to take a look at this page in your packet. It's page 2. It's right after the opening letter, and this is the page that you and your music teacher should have gone over and taken a look at to decide which parts you're going to be practicing, because there's 21 pages in this packet, but you will not be responsible for all 21 pages. Let's take a look at the first minuet for the choices. There's 3 parts for this. The soprano part is the most challenging. That has high E's and F's, and you also will need to be playing B flat, which is 1-3-1. If at any time you need to consult with the fingering chart, that's going to be on page 3 of your packet. So that's the soprano part. The alto 1 part is a little bit more challenging. It does require E and F over with that vented high E and F. The alto uses, we're going to be using the regular soprano fingerings for our alto part. We're not going to be using true alto fingerings for any of the packet. I've gone ahead and transposed all of it. So that's the alto 1. The alto 2 of the fingering patterns, that's the easiest part because it doesn't do any of the vented notes. So it just stays in that main lower octave. So your music teacher and you can decide which part best suits you for that. And on the tutorial, it will have it both at a practice tempo, which is kind of slow, and then the performance tempo, which is going to be quarter note equals 98. So you have some options of practicing slow and then speeding it up. For Papa Haydn's music box, there is no choice. You only will be playing the soprano part, so you don't even have to think about that part. For Ode to Joy, there is a choice. You will be playing the soprano or the alto. Of the two parts, the main melody is the soprano part and is the easier of the two. What gives it really nice harmony is the alto part. That's going to have C sharp and high E. What's different about this one is I am going to have a sing in the concert. So the first time through, I'd like you to learn the words, and we're all just going to sing it, the melody for the concert. So we'll sing at the beginning and we'll sing at the end, but the middle section will be either the soprano or the alto part. So the next is the entertainer. I'm going to start with the tenor part. It is, it's probably, of the three, it's probably the easier of the three parts. The thing that makes it the most challenging is it is a tenor recorder, and tenor is much larger than the other size recorders, and you're really going to need to spread out those fingers. And there is one little spot where if you can do it, we're going to try to do the high vented E. But if you can't play it, if you can't play that one E and you really want to play the tenor part, that's fine. You can just leave that one measure out. So the alto part is also not quite as challenging as the soprano part. It stays in the lower octave and mostly on the steady beat. And both the alto and the tenor part are easier in fingerings, but just a little bit more challenging because, of course, it's larger than the soprano. So the soprano part really is in two parts. There's the A section that if you're going to be playing it, you'll learn all the A section, and it happens, I think, a total of 3 or 4 times. I can't remember right now. But you'll play that section. Now, the B section is going to be optional. If you're playing the A section, you don't have to play the B section. It is super challenging. It's got high B flats, or it has a B flat, it has high E, high G, and it also is very chromatic. It uses F to F sharp to G. So it really is for the people who have learned the whole packet and are just like, okay, that was fun. Now give me something harder. So this B section really is for you if that's you. If you're not that person, if you are learning the A section and that's all you can do, that's fine. We don't have to have many people playing the B section. In fact, at the concert, we might not even play the B section at all. So take a look at that and decide if you're going to spend the time to learn it. It is really fun to play if you're up for the task. And so that's the entertainer. So for Beat It, there's really no choice except how much of an attitude you'd like to bring with this. It stays all in the lower octave, and it's really fun to play. At the end, there is going to be a section where there's improvised solos. And so when we practice together, we'll take some time to hear people who'd like to play that. And in the concert, we'll have some people playing that those improvised solos as well. So if you are a person who really likes to improvise, Beat It is going to be the one that you really enjoy playing. So there's one more thing that I would like you to do besides practice all of this music and have it memorized before we play together, is I would like you to put your name at the top of this paper. I'm just going to write Mary Lamb for this. From Fleece Elementary. That's a little music joke. And then you're going to circle which parts you're playing. So let's say for the minuet, Mary is going to play the alto one part, and she doesn't have a choice, so she'll be playing the soprano. And for Ode to Joy, she's going to switch to alto. And for this one, she's going to only do the A section and not do the B section. And for Beat It, she's going to circle that too. So that's, you'll bring that just like that, which with whatever parts you are playing, so that it will help me know how many parts how many people are playing each part, and also it will help me know how to arrange you for the concert. So if you could have that on our first concert or our first rehearsal where we meet together, that'd be great. Make sure that you put your name and not Mary's name there in that top part. Thank you.